What is up, guys? It is your boy, MaineMania, and welcome back to another episode of MK Mobile, ladies and gentlemen. What a stressful time to be a damn American. Like right now, USA stands for United States of Anxiety. Tomorrow's election day, but by the time you guys are watching this, it will be election day in America, and it is just, man, I've never seen such a tense election season. Everybody make sure you go out, get out and vote. There's a lot at stake here. A whole lot. I'm not even gonna get into all of that. Just know there's a lot at stake. Make sure y'all vote. And we're back at the top of the Nightmare Tower. I actually didn't record my last few rounds of the towers, both of the towers, just because I've just been a little under the weather lately, and I did record the gameplay itself, but you know, not live as I'm playing the matches. I'm trying to get that Stormweaver maxed out, so that's today's goal. So we can get that Stormweaver maxed out. That's gonna feel great. That's definitely one of the few pieces in this game I have my heart set on and my mind set on maxing out. Stormweaver being one of them, Living Dead being the other. I think the new Wraith pieces, the new Abysmal Wraith pieces, I think those pieces are actually pretty good. So I'm gonna definitely try to level those up ASAP, because I think they're really good. I think that's Noob's friendship pieces, but I think they're pretty damn solid pieces. So those will be important, especially when we're going against bosses that can res and resurrections and things of that nature. It definitely makes a big difference. So we're at the top of the Nightmare Tower today once again. Is this where they can resurrect? Yes, they can. So they can res, and we want to make sure we do our best to avoid that. We're going to try to snare Freddy and then swap to Rain and get that done. We haven't had any issues with Nightmare 200. Tower of Horror has been going pretty well as well. I've been getting a lot of random epic drops there, and I've been actually prioritizing my time in that tower versus this one. I kind of feel bad about it, but at the same time, like I'm going where it makes sense, you know what I mean? So we're gonna go ahead and see if we can get a team soaked here. I don't know if we're gonna be able to, but I'm not gonna waste time trying to overexert myself for it. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. I actually thought that was about to miss. And right now I'm just trying to beat this timer. And then we'll go back in. We got the snare. And you know, we'll take turns. You know, ideally we would like to get a team soak, but the problem is the death mark timer is so short. When we go for that team soak, we just run the risk of not getting it. If we don't get it there, then we just go for the kill straight out. We just tag in and out and just keep it pushing, right? Boom, 2 down. 2 down. We're gonna go ahead, cause that death mark. We're only gonna go for the combo ender soaks here. If I get it, great. We'll go for one last one, but if not, then we'll just call it a day and we'll just basic attack him to death, because that Stormweaver is just a monster piece, y'all. I think mine is at F9 now, 8 or 9, but that Stormweaver is a monster piece on Raiden, man. Monster piece. It makes a gigantic difference. And I just can't wait to be using that more often. So, y'all know what to do, man. Well, your boy finally get that Stormweaver from Fatal 200 live for y'all. Cross your fingers for your boy. We'll take the Krystals and the banner. And survey says, oh my God. This piece is such trash. This piece is such trash, y'all. I cannot explain to you how this feels. This piece is garbage. Oh my God, Demon Bat is not good. Oh my goodness, I can't. I just can't. This piece is such garbage. And we're getting a cell back regardless, so that's pretty much gonna wrap this part up. Now, maybe I'll show you guys some gameplay. Well, the gameplay from my previous tower runs that I didn't record from here. But other than that, guys, I've just been trying to keep up with the battles. I've been missing a lot of battles. I'm trying to get back into shape right now. Like I'm putting on a little bit of pounds. You know what I'm saying? Winter's coming up. I'm eating like an idiot. You know what I mean? I'm eating and going to sleep. I'm eating fried foods constantly. I'm eating food late and falling asleep right after. So many bad eating habits. I feel like I've just picked up being super lazy as it's gotten colder outside, and I just don't want to get up and cook and get up and do the things that I normally do to keep myself going. So I'm trying to get all that in a row right now. As far as the game, you know, they did fix the cameo annoyances, you know, and the drops are still pretty good. The drops aren't as great as they were before, but they're still pretty damn good. So kudos to the team on that. Where does the cameo system go from here? I really don't know, y'all. I really don't know. I don't use them. I really have no intention to. Every time I buy a new one, I just level them up to level 30 and then I just move on until I buy another one. So I'm not really sure where the cameo system goes from here. I don't think it adds to the gameplay. I don't like it. Like I said, when I win a battle, I want to feel like I won a battle because I played well. When I lose a battle, I want to feel like I lost a battle because I made mistakes, and I want to be able to identify those mistakes and get better. I don't want AI playing for me. You know what I mean? I don't want AI giving me free stuff throughout the match, free buffs and all that stuff, and countering my specials and then me countering. I'd rather just play the game and test my skill in the match. I know some people love the cameo system. It's making things a lot easier for them, but for me, it just slows the game down too much. It slows down the pacing of it. And thankfully, they have significantly reduced the number of cameos that are appearing in the crypt especially. But I ask myself, where do they go next? Where do they go next with the system, you know? I personally don't think the cameos should be fusioned up. I don't think we should be fusing them. These are characters that we've been using for 8-9 years now. You know, I don't really think the cameos need fusions. I think they should just be one level and, you know, maybe 1 or 2 moves available. I don't even think they need all 3 specials, to be honest with you. I commend the team for trying to build a new system to reinvigorate gameplay. I just don't think it adds to the experience. I think it takes away. You know, sometimes when you try to do too much, you ruin a good thing. And I kind of feel like that's what's ultimately happened with the cameo system. They were trying to do too much and they ended up ruining a lot of people's playing experiences. Let me know if that's your experience as well. That's just kind of how I feel about it. And I don't know if it can be saved in regards to it making it more feasible, this, that, or the third, because they seem hell-bent on making us have to use Dragon Crystals, the top currency in the game, for everything now. And I think it's watering down what the Dragon Crystal was supposed to be. Dragon Crystals were supposed to be used for guaranteed additions to your collection. It wasn't supposed to be used for summon packs and chance packs left and right. Dragon Crystals were introduced as a way to, especially for veterans, as a way to guarantee that you're adding things that you need for your collection. Why are we using Dragon Crystals for summon packs and chance packs? Do you know what I'm saying, guys? Like, why are we wasting crystals on more gambling packs? Crystals were supposed to be for guarantees. Guaranteed goals that we need. Guaranteed diamonds that we need. Guaranteed rares, epics that we need. And they already have us gambling with it. That's my big problem with it. They already have us using them to gamble. Again, playing the lottery and getting sellbacks. I don't really understand why they would defeat their own new system with that. Why are they relegating and completely killing souls? Like, it's one thing, I mean, we look how many coins we have just sitting here. They won't let us use coins to level up the specials. They won't let us use souls to level up the characters or the specials. Like, they've just completely killed souls. Are there any soul packs anymore? You know what I'm saying, guys? I don't understand why they would ruin what the base design of the system was. Guarantees. Hopefully they'll rethink that in future updates. I really can't say. All I do know is that I have not leveled up any specials on my cameos. I barely use them. Like I said, I just throw them in the background so I can get the XP to get them all to level 30. I don't really want to waste my I don't want to waste my crystals on stuff like that. I'd rather waste my crystals on epics and leveling them up. You know, I was actually able to get a Stormweaver from one of the epic caskets. Like, I want to use my crystals on guarantees. I don't want to waste my crystals gambling. You know what I'm trying to say? So it just kind of is what it is right now. But other than that, like I said, I've just been trying to keep up with the battles. I don't like 4 refreshes. I think it's a little bit too much. I'm wondering if they're ever going to go back down to 2 refreshes, you know, and it's not that I don't like to be able to progress through the towers. It's just a lot to keep up with, especially when they have 2 or 3 towers at the same time. It's a lot to keep up with, you know, and then you get that FOMO of oh, I didn't get to do my battles. I get you trying to rush to beat the clock and all that kind of stuff. Like, we have crypt runs to do right now. The crypt is king. The crypt is where you're getting all the value. We're getting good drops. We're getting, you know, stuff that we can purchase every week. We're getting, you know, those junk boxes or whatever they're called. Like the crypt is king right now. So I just kind of feel like, you know, in this situation, I personally feel like, what am I doing? Here we go. Like, I personally feel like we should be, you know, playing and grinding the crypt more than the towers at this point. I personally feel like, you know, that makes the most sense. It's in the crypt store. What am I talking about? I'm talking about these. The junk boxes. Yeah, they are called junk boxes, but you know, you can get a lot of dragon crystals from those. And then between that and the, you know, the weekly boxes, there's a lot of opportunity to get stuff now. I just kind of feel like right now the crypt is where you're going to get bang for your buck. So I'd rather focus my time banging out my runs, getting my runs done, you know, getting some extra runs in so I can open up these junk boxes and potentially get crystals from them. And then using my crystals for the guaranteed packs, you know, for the dragon chests, and getting things that I actually need versus gambling. You know, I want to get Slasher Jason to Ascension level 5, but I promise you, I kid you not, guys, and you tell me what your experience is. Be honest. Tell me what your experience is. I have opened up over 30 Slasher Jason packs with crystals, over 30, and I've gotten 0. That does not feel good. All I've gotten were sellbacks. 30 packs and all I got were sellbacks. Like, why am I wasting my crystals on sellbacks? It doesn't help me, especially when the cap is still 45 per day. That does not help me. So at the end of the day, y'all, I'm just trying to make my time work for me. I suggest you guys do the same. I've been using my my level up cards to level up pieces that I really like or enjoy using, especially the rare level up cards and the epic level up cards. I have 0 epic pieces that are at level 3. I fusioned up all of my epics from level 3 to level 4 at minimum, and I have a bunch waiting on deck that are fusion 2, and as soon as they hit fusion 3, they're going straight from 3 to 4. So I always make sure I have at least 1 or 2 of the epic fusion up cards on deck. Same with my rares. I don't have any rares at fusion 2 or 3. There's only a few rares that I need, but I think I'm going to prioritize some of the tower rares and using these in bulk to get them to fusion X. Because, for example, the cold tower, right? Supposed to get the cold tower next, and the Bloodmaster's Bloody Finca. That's a pretty strong piece. That is a really good strong piece, especially on dot teams. And I would like to max it out. I never was able to max it out before. But unfortunately, I I don't really know when that tower is coming back. I did hear that that was next. I heard that that was on deck, but I don't know, the official, when it's coming back. So that would be a nice piece to use these pieces on. But I really do like the two new friendship pieces. So I may just try to wait until I get them to 3 so I can just leapfrog them ahead even further, because Deathmark is becoming almost a necessity at this point with the amount of resurrection pieces that are in the game and resurrection modifiers that we're going to be running into left and right, especially now that the Tower of Horror came back and everybody's got Living Dead now. I have a feeling that Deathmark is going to be super important going forwards because everybody's freaking resurrecting. The last thing I'll touch on before I let you guys go is I still do believe that they need to bring uniqueness back to pieces and characters. I talked about it before with Jason's resurrection animation and Jason's music that plays when he resurrects with the lightning effects. I like that for Jason. I like that Jax's last puff gives Jax his own resurrection animation and effect. I like that. Like if somebody resurrects, I want to be able to tell by the animation what piece they use. Rock and Token has a little bit of a flash as they, resurrect and stuff like that. I appreciate that, the uniqueness. As you play the game, you can point out what pieces are being used by the enemy teams by the different animations being used for them. So I would like to see them reintroduce that back for Living Dead. Living Dead had, a uniqueness in that you got a blue shield, but it was technically not a real blue shield. It was kind of like an invulnerability shield. I honestly think they could have just changed that to the Revenant shield. Right, because the Revenant shield is a invulnerability shield in itself, but now that when you resurrect the Living Dead, you are quote unquote invulnerable, and that can be countered by X-rays and fatal blows. Whereas the old Living Dead, you couldn't counter that. You were completely immune for that period. So I honestly think they should have just made it a Revenant shield versus the invulnerability glow that they added to the Living Dead effect with this change. So I doubt they're going to change that. They really don't peel things back much, but I did appreciate that Living Dead had its own uniqueness. I also liked that when you took that death blow, you didn't go down and waste time. You immediately got the shield and was able to keep going. I like that. It's just Living Dead just had its own flair to it, and you stayed in the action. You had to keep on going. You couldn't tag out, or you had X amount of time on your shield, so you got to hurry up and make a move or make a play or do what you got to do to stay alive. So that's wishful thinking. I don't think they're going to change Living Dead again. I think they kind of made up their minds. I think uniqueness matters in this game. You know what I'm saying? Uniqueness matters, and I don't want to start seeing every character getting things that are unique to other characters. I kind of like when characters have their own thing. It's just, it makes the character feel more special. It adds more value to the character. So that's all I'll leave you guys with there, man. Like I said, man, get out and vote, y'all. At the end of the day, our voices matter, our opinions matter, and there's too much at stake to sit at home and say, oh, both candidates are X, Y, or Z. Get out and vote. These things make a difference, and if they don't make a difference for you, they'll make a difference for your kids and for your future one day. So on that note, if you like today's episode, make sure you go ahead and leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. Vote Kamala Harris. And I will see you guys next time with MaineMania.